Rocker Pat here. Alright guys, this is another hot rocking day in the jungle. I don't know if it's gonna rain today or if we're gonna have a hot sunny day here in rocking Houston, Texas. Alright guys, so let's see what we're working on today. Today we are back to working on the Cadillac. Leroy got some makeshift just in case it rains, and he's sitting outside. I got some seats in it now that I don't want to get all young. So Cadillac. Back to the LS project that we're working on here. I've made a lot of progress in the mocking it up, and I believe I finally got the last of the stuff that I needed from the internet to make this happen. Last thing that's come in is a fuel line system, and it came with a bunch of fittings that we might need. I thought this was pretty interesting because I deal with these kind of quick connect fittings all the time on cars, but this one's kind of cool because this slides over this, then it slides in, and the whole thing threads together where it mechanically locks that seal in place. It doesn't seal anything, this little thingy right here. The seal's still down in here. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, that's what we're going to use to fix the fuel lines to make them adapt to what we got going on and everything like that. Alright, so let's go over here and take a look and see what I've got done, because I've got a lot done on the mock-up and I'm ready to tear it apart, but I wanted to show you everything that I have done so far, just in case you might want to know what the hell I got going on, and the things that I figured out that I need to fix before everything's done. Got the engine cleaned up, going to be changing that oil pan so we don't really care. Top of the engine's nice and clean now. Got everything painted. It's going to look good sitting down in the hole. Let's talk about first. Well, okay, let's take a look down there. If you can see, I found the correct block that I need for the air conditioning. I found the right pipes to come out. We got the heater hoses on. It's just mocked up for right now. They're not the right ones, but at least we got it in place. So that's all fitting good down there. Air conditioning compressors bolted on, so I'm good with that. Do have to do a little clearancing down there before it's all said and done, and then I'll box that in before I put the real engine in. Got the lower radiator hose still as an issue. I'm going to have to probably bend me a piece of pipe or something and go around this corner so that I can adapt. I've got the factory hose down there for the 4100. And, well, we're going to have to do some adaptation because down there at the bottom where the hose goes, I probably can't show you because I've got the intake in place. Way down there where the hose goes, yeah, you can see that. You see how tight that is right down there? So, yeah. I got to use that hose. So, I'll figure out some way to make that corner right there. And if I have to put a piece of pipe in there and bead a roll or roll a bead or whatever to make that work. But I'll get that done. The other thing that I've learned is can use the factory radiator in this deal, because right there where my finger's pointing is another port coming in, so our steam jacket can go right into the same place. This hose right here can go in the same place in the old radiator as it would into that radiator. Okay, so that's done. Let's talk about the fan shroud. Okay, I had to cut that much off the fan shroud. So basically, I cut the fan and the caution, because if you're dumb enough to stick your damn hand in there, this ain't gonna fix you. Okay, so I cut the fan off, the safety feature off there, and now the fan, let's see if we can get a good video of that. The fan sits in there. Now, right now, the way it's sitting, what I have to do is I need to raise this whole setup up about a half an inch. And on my board over here, we've got, where is it at? Oh, right here. Lift rad, half inch. And when I do that, my fan spins freely. So the radiator system has to come up a half an inch, and I'll be able to turn that no problem. And I know it works because if I take this corner of the radiator and I bring it forward like this on the bottom side, it takes this tray that it sits in and it brings it up about a half an inch, and I can just spin that freely. Nothing hits. It doesn't touch anything, and I'm good there. So I know what my problem is there. When I disassemble all this, we'll fix that by adding a half-inch shim up underneath the radiator, and that'll get us where we need to go. Now let's talk about question to our buddy Wayne's World. Wayne's Works Vlog. Wayne, if I take the EGR valve out of this, what do I have to do in the HP tuner to get rid of this EGR valve? Let me know, because I need to know what I need to do, because I'm thinking about taking this apart. I don't even know if the wiring harness, I don't even know if the wiring harness even has a hookup for the EGR yet at this point. I'll find that out later today. I'm going to open up the box and everything. So let's talk about radiator hose. Radiator hose is the factory radiator hose for the 99 Chevrolet pickup truck. Okay? Came off the truck, the donor truck. Fits perfectly, except for I ended up cutting this much off the water pump nipple. Okay? That allowed it to get a little bit lower so I can deal with this. Now, let's talk about the air intake. Yes, I know it looks ugly. Actually, I don't really care. I don't really mind it. I'm so used to it, so it doesn't bother me. What does bother me is this right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it right along that seam, right across the top there, and right along that seam right there. And this is the perfect excuse to get to go to Harbor Freight and get a new tool. And I'll buy one of them plastic welders, and we'll just take a piece of this right here, and we'll weld it over the top of this right here. And then down here on the bottom, that resided. And I'll just plastic weld over that, because I bought an air filter system and I did not like the way it went in up here. The piece right here was too flimsy, and that whole system actually made my whole problem go higher, and it didn't work for me. This actually works for me, and I'm kind of happy with that, because it gives it a factory look. And I always like it when I can make something look like it came out of the factory. Like this belongs in here, you know what I mean? So anyway, that's what I got going on there. My AC line should clear without a problem right through here. If not, I'll get a line made. That's the last thing I got left to do down here, is to get some new hose and come up here and then go from there to right there and plug it in. I've found all the wiring. On the wiring side this weekend, I'm going to be getting rid of a lot of the wiring that's in this tube right here. I will need this wire for sure. I might possibly use one of these, one or two, both of these keyed powers that go to the injectors. Okay, we're not going to need any of this stuff on the car any longer. And yeah, that's what we're doing on the Cadillac at this moment. Here's a little Cadillac update. Oh, the guy said that I was gonna build a makeshift Y pipe to hook up to his other one so we could blah blah blah, but he's decided he wants to send it to an exhaust shop. So you know, hey, that's easier for me. Unfortunately, I'd already bought some pipe, but hey man, you know, we got other hot rods around here that can use this stuff and everything, so it's not like it's not ever going to get used. Somebody right there needs some twice pipes too. All right, guys. Well, that's what I got going on here this weekend. I'm going to get rocking and a rolling and a rolling and a rocking, but that's the full mock-up on the 1985 Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham. I'm hoping I can put the PCM right here. I don't know until I look at the wiring harness, but that's what we're doing this weekend is, yeah, all the mechanical, I believe, is all taken care of. Oh my God, they stole my head!